Hello gamers of the world, this is Mr. Rules, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda. Last time, we completed the Manji Temple. Not a swastika, it's a freaking Manji. And this time, we're moving on to try to complete the 4th dungeon, which using that raft we just got. But first, let's take a bit of a detour. I think I'm going the wrong way. I'm going the wrong way. That is... Those green docks are where you can use the raft we just got. As you can see there. A raft! Alright. Man, I feel so much powerful now that I have actual freaking health. And a decent sword. Who'd have thunk it after just getting some actual decent power. And some decent defense too. I'm so much more powerful than I am at the beginning of the game, it's not even freaking funny. Is Moblin supposed to be like a reference to like a combination of monster and goblin? I'm not sure. Because they don't look like goblins. They look more like dogs in some of the games and pigs in some of the other games. Yeah, some games have like bulldog-like moblins, other games have pig-like moblins. More recently, it tends to be more the pigs, but in the older games, there are a lot of just pug, like bulldog moblins. There we go. Go here. Enter here. Take any one you want. Well, duh, I'm gonna take this. I think I need 12 hearts to get the final sword. Regardless, there's not much else to do now except make my way to the 4th dungeon. There we go. Now I am close. There. That's the 4th dungeon. Let's go. Alright. The thing is, the later dungeons in this game get pretty freaking labyrinthine. They get pretty freaking maze-like. And it becomes hard to tell which way you're supposed to go in some of the later ones. So, hopefully I don't get absolutely ass-shanked. Oh, Vyres! And I mean, it doesn't appear that often in Zelda. I think the only other games they appear in are the handheld ones. Or the early handheld ones for the Game Boy and Game Boy Color. The other games that these creatures appear in. The Vyres. Let's go in here. Whoa, it's dark in here. Good thing I have a candle. Why do they make dark rooms when you get the candle so freaking early? I don't know. Unless you somehow didn't have the candle at this point, which I highly doubt. Like, if you're gonna make it all the way to the 4th dungeon, you probably have the candle. Just a hunch. Unless you're some kind of amazing wizard. I'm one of those types of people that is very anxious to use consumable items because I'm worried that I might need them later, but I need them I need that one right now. I still don't have the arrow. I should definitely get that for my next opportunity. At this point in the game, I don't have the arrow. Which you kind of need. Oh, right. Flame. Alright, kill these guys. Excuse me while I kill these guys. Alright. There we go. That was annoying. Alright. Time to get a ladder. Weird that you couldn't use this allows you to get across small bodies of water 1 space long. Which is weird considering you'd think the raft would also be able to do that, but whatever. Video game logic. This makes getting around these kind of rooms a lot easier, as you can plainly see. And of course, that's how we get that piece of heart the heart container we kept on passing by. I'm not used to like how you collect whole heart containers in this game instead of heart pieces like you do in later Zelda games. That's so freaking weird to me. And to a lot of people that play Zelda. I'm gonna get that dungeon. I'm on the dungeon map. I'm gonna get that dungeon. Get the entire dungeon. I got the whole dungeon in my hands. I got the whole wild dungeon in my hands. I got the whole dungeon in my hands. I got the whole dungeon in my hands. I don't know that. I don't freaking know. Dungeon. I got the whole dungeon in my hands. This reminds me of like Lego Batman where Joker says, I got the whole world in my pants. I got the whole wide world in my pants. That's the funny thing is that's actually supposed to be a song about God, but whatever. Huh. Coming up, but the boss of Dungeon 3 is already a mid-boss in Dungeon 4. Who'd have thunk it? Walk into the waterfall. Don't go chasing waterfalls. I don't have any keys. Crap. Zawardo! Come on, I'm a JoJo fan. How can you use a time stop ability in a game and not say Zawardo if you're a JoJo fan? No, this isn't how you're supposed to play the game. I love that Masahiro Sakurai meme. Whatever. Some gummies a little bit ago, and they're just starting to hit me now, about an hour or so ago, and they're just starting to hit me now. I thought I can do some recording before they hit me. Nope. Now I'm not exactly sober. They just hit me right now. These edibles ain't shit. Whoa! I love that meme. These edibles ain't shit. Whoa! Making my way up to the gambling den. Do some gambling. I wonder, is gambling illegal in Legend of Zelda, in the Zelda series, which is why there's like a shady little place you can do gambling in? Because gambling is legal in a lot of places in the real world. Just wondering if like this is an illegal operation that this old man is running. Weird that there's only old men and old ladies. Besides Link and Zelda, there's not a single young person in the Kingdom of Hyrule. At least that you can find. Well, I guess there's the shopkeepers, look to be about the 30s, but still. The shopkeepers are like young men, I guess. But there's like old men and old ladies mostly. Like I said, I said before that if you have time control powers, it'll be so easy to get rich. So freaking easy. Like bid on the outcomes of sporting events. Do like many different types of gambling. It'd be so easy to get rich if you get time control powers. You'd be like Biff from Back to the Future. The Batman making game was actually like when I was saying like that weird series, The Legend of Neil, that I was mentioning. I think it was the last episode. Last thing that Neil remembered, he was drunk playing a game of Zelda, and he whipped out his number. But yeah, that was like to explain. The Legend of Neil, in case you haven't seen it, it's a fairly obscure series, but in case you haven't seen it, it's a series involving a loser named Neil who ends up being sucked into the world of the original Legend of Zelda. And it's a very weird, very funny comedy series. Regardless, I was kind of planning to die in there anyways to get back to the starting area. I love this game. I don't know why I sound like Mario, but I keep going on with this accent. No, I won't. Alright. I'll take a disc shield. And the whole reason I came here in the first place to take this key. Man. Oh wait, I don't have enough money? I spent all my money on the freaking shield. Even though I had max money. I know we're one of those hidden rupees. There's quite a few hidden rupee stashes in this game, which you don't really need if you can use the gambling den with your space-time rewind powers like I can, but still. If you're like playing this game on the original NES, first of all, why? There's so many other ways to play this game than on the original NES now. Even if you don't have a Switch or a Switch 2 or have like that thing, there's always emulators. There's like a million ways to play the original Legend of Zelda. Like if you want to play the original Legend of Zelda, why the hell are you playing it on the NES? Regardless. I'm kind of a little bit off topic there. A little bit off track there. I just don't see why anyone would play the original Legend of Zelda on the NES these days. Let's play a money-making game, yeah. Give me your money. It'll be faster if I just take the freaking rupee stash over here. Mm-hmm. Everybody. Alright, I'm gonna do a little bit more gambling until I max out my rupee. 250 really isn't a whole lot of rupees in this game, considering how expensive some of the items are. But again, once you get all the items you need, there's no real reason to have rupees anymore. Because, anyways, well, the reason why I was bringing up Legend of Neil earlier is because there's an entire episode that's based around this money-making game, and it does depict it as being like a shady, illegal gambling operation. Like, even the police come in and stop, or like the guards will come in and stop them. Like, it is shown to be like a shady back alley kind of gambling den in Legend of Neil, which I think was pretty funny. Which is why I mentioned it earlier. It's time to get a key from this shopkeeper. I just realized, the shopkeepers are always dressed in the same color you are. They must use the same palette as Link. That's how a lot of old NES games work. Even some Sega Genesis games work that way. And Super Nintendo games work that way. That certain palettes were tied to each other, so when one color changed, the other color changed automatically. Because they both use the same palette. Like, something to do with how the game is programmed. I don't know the details exactly, because I'm not a programmer yet. I say yet because I'm trying to learn some coding, but I find it so hard. See, I need to learn coding because I want to be a game developer more than I want anything else in the world. I'm serious, I really, really want to be a game developer. I want that more than I want anything. And I've tried like at least 3 or 4 times over my lifetime to try to make a game. I've tried several times over my lifetime to try to make a game, but each time I couldn't get any more farther than like a basic prototype where you like move around and that's about it. Hello! There, I have the key, and I have the key I need, and I have an arrow. Let's move along. Get me to the raft. The rafting place. I'm almost there. The rafting table. That's so dumb. Whatever. The rafting table just makes me picture like a table, like a crafting table with like a raft on it. They used to make a raft. They used to make rafts and only rafts. I don't know. I'm just weird, and not exactly sober right now. So, hey man. All right. Like Zoink Scoop. Come on, Shaggy's a stoner. You know he was a stoner, and he ate a lot because of the munchies. I saw this thing that said becoming an adult is realizing that Shaggy was a stoner who ate a lot because of the munchies. Because anyone that's an adult can see that that's what he was meant to be. He was meant to be a stoner that ate a lot because of the munchies. He's meant to be a stoner. He's meant to be a stoner because like that's his whole like speech style, man. Like Zoink Scoop. Like Zoink Scoop. Yeah, talks like a stoner, and he looks like one too. Shaggy's a stoner, what can I say? There's no denying that. Look at it. I'm pretty sure that's actually the intention of the creators. Oh, right, I have to destroy these guys. Excuse me while I kill these guys. I remember on Twitter at one point, like a couple of points, like Sonic did like a Twitter takeover where they had the Sonic characters' voice actors answer any questions someone gave them. Not all the questions, of course, but all the ones they decided to answer. And one of them was like someone asking Shadow how Maria was doing, and Shadow's response was just an endless stream of like bleeped out swears. Bleeped out. I mean, no, that's not what it was. I think it was something like, I forget what his response was actually, but I remember being like a series of bleeped out swears. Maybe it's not. Maybe a Mandela effect. No, his response was something like very intimidating sounding. I forget what it was. I'll have to look it up later, but I don't know why I thought it was a series of bleeped out swears. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. No, I'm thinking about the one where they ask him where the damn fourth Chaos Emerald is. And he's bleeping out the word damn. That's what I'm thinking of, yeah. I guess I have to push one of these blocks. Yeah, I'm thinking about the one that instead Shadow's response is like a very like, I forget what his response was, but it's like vague, very threatening and kind of like legitimately like you can tell he's pissed. And I forget what his response was. I'll have to look it up. Regardless, we finished the 4th dungeon. And with that, With that, I think we'll end it off. But first, I'm gonna look up that line. Oh yeah, here, I think I got it right here.
Captain asks, to Shadow, how's... I'm not asking this one. It can't be that bad. Let me see that. To Shadow, how's... Oh, yikes. Mudkip Captain, was it? Now you've angered me. Welcome to the list. It's a very special list of very special people. I look forward to crossing your name off it someday.
Oh god, I remember what he said. Guys, it's a list. You've been added to the list. A very special list. A list I'm hoping to harass your name off one day. Oh god. I gotta work on my ad-libbing. That's one of the reasons I do Let's Plays. To work on my improvisation skills. Or lack thereof. Heart container I can get now. I find it so weird that heart containers in the first Legend of Zelda are just out in the open instead of having to collect 4 heart pieces like you do in later Zelda games. In later Zelda games, you only get a complete heart container when you meet a boss, instead of just finding them. You have the ones you just find are heart pieces, which you need 4 of them to get an actual heart container. I mean, anyone who's played Zelda game before already knows this, but I'm just saying that it feels weird. Boo 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 doo 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 na 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 na. And I grab the heart container. Now I can move on to the next thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to do something very special. I'm going to knock out 2 more things at once. Maybe just one, because one of them is required to get the other. Oh yes, brother. You are a mother, brother. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point, but whatever, y'all. I'm moving on to the guys. There's a reason the song is iconic, and I believe it was composed in like 5 minutes by the great Koji Kondo. Koji Kondo is like a freaking god of composition, I swear. They still compose music for video games, like the more recent Mario games and Zelda games. I know he composed the music for the original Super Mario Bros. As well as the original Legend of Zelda, but I don't know how much he still composed the music for the games. I think he composed music for Mario 64 as well. He's just a madman. I don't really know what's in this grave right here. What, the balls? Hello? Meet the old man at the grave. Oh, that's where you learn how to get the thing I'm actually going for right now. Good. Northwest, southwest is the pattern that I've got to do to move on to the next place. Northwest, southwest, northwest, and southwest is the place I need to go to get to the graveyard. And I am there right now. There, the graveyard, and we're going up to the graveyard. Move right along to the graves and avoiding the genies. That's what their name is. They're called genies, even though they're not genies. They're ghosts. Well, I'm going to continue to go back this way, Alright. Excuse me. How very unbecoming of me. How very unladylike. Anyways. Alright, it's this one. Grab the power bracelet. I think that makes you move certain things you couldn't before. Go back to where you were. That was from an old episode of Blue's Clues I had when I was a kid. For some reason it stuck with me all these years later. Like 15, 20, more like 26, 27 years later. It's been a long ass time since I've seen an episode. Yeah, for some reason, I'll never forget that. Go back to where you were. Die, genies. You don't belong in this world. Go in. Master using it. And you can have this. Boom! Now I have the most powerful sword in the game. And that's all the preparation I wanted to do. Alright, I'm in the right place. To this puzzle, you just have to move up 4 times. I think there's an old lady at one point in the game that tells you to do this. I I figured out by myself, I just kept going up and boom. Alright, welcome to level 5. Alright, we're in the 5th dungeon. I forgot what this one's shaped like. Oh great, Pole's voice. The Pole's voice were a bit of a weird thing in the first Legend of Zelda. You see, the manual said, in the original Japanese version, they're beaten by yelling into the microphone on the second controller. Because yes, the original Famicom had a microphone in its second controller that was wired into the system. I can't imagine it being very good, because the microphone for the GameCube was hot freaking garbage. And that was like 3 generations earlier. Well, I see which one has the ghost. Anyways, about the pool voices. The manual for the English version of the game still said the pool voices hate loud noise, yet the recorder item does nothing to them. You actually have to use arrows. So the manual of the North American version kind of lies to you because it's based on the Japanese version, which had to be changed. Kind of stupid, but whatever. It's actually the first time in the series where the dungeon item is required to be the dungeon boss, which became a staple of later games in the series. Flame! That's a bit of a niche reference. I mean, I don't think that game is obscure, but still. This level's called the Demon, I believe. No, it's not the Demon, it's the Lizard. This dungeon is called the Lizard. As that's what it resembles. Alright, I can take care of the Dodongo now. Dodongo dislikes smoke. And boom! Sweet! Gotta find my way. Do you know the way? The way. I still find that meme funny, like 10 years later. That meme will always be funny to me. The You Got It Knuckles meme. I know it's like so 2016 or whatever year it came out in, but still. I still find that meme funny. Do you know the way? The way. What's the point of this? I'm gonna push one of these blocks, I guess. It's a trap! I don't mean that in a transphobic way either. Alright. Come on. Nope. Come on, one of these blocks has to move. Which way do I have to move the block? Nope, that didn't work. There's gotta be a trick to in this room. Waki. There gotta be a certain way you have to push one of these blocks. Get up there. Nope, not that way. Nope. Come on! Nope. People more experienced in this game are probably yelling at me what to do right now. Oh well. Or well. What do I do? Seriously, what the heck do I do here? There be something I'm missing. Do I gotta... Oh! That's what I gotta do. What if you didn't have any bombs? You'd be freaking screwed and have to restart the game. Alright, you can only use the fire once per room. I forgot about that. That's their way, because you didn't have like magic or anything at the time, so this game doesn't have like anything like magic or anything like that. Oh great, the dongles are back. Breaking out the compound bow, then telling you to get those shoe boxes off his feet. I wonder how many people would get that reference. Probably none. As a niche reference to an already niche property. I don't know where the dungeon item is. I forget where it is. It's somewhere else. Forget where it is. Yeah, about that. I know what the boss of this dungeon is, and I can't fight it yet. Which way do I go, George? This sucks how in later games there's usually be like a crack in the wall to tell you what walls you can and cannot bomb. Not in the original Legend of Zelda. You have to figure that shit out on your own. They're yours, my friend, as long as you have enough money. There we go. That's gotta be what the dungeon item is. Problem is getting in with all these dark nuts around. These dark nuts. I already made that joke a million times before, but whatever. I still gonna make it a million times more by the end of this series when we see more and more dark nuts. Alright. I'm gonna end this project. Alright. Oh boy. Oh boy! Doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Alright. Which way do I go, George? Which way do I go? Ah. Space-time rewind, bitches! Space-time rewind. Bite the dust! Killer Queen! Daiso no Bakaran! Bite the dusto! Bite the dusto! Oh boy. Ugh. Killer Queen! Daiso no Bakaran! Bite the dusto! I'm not starting this whole dungeon over again. I'm sorry if you want me to do like a full no rewinds playthrough of this game. That's not gonna happen. I like to keep my sanity. You'll probably see even more rewinds when I play Zelda 2. Good lord, man. Oh boy. Alright, gotta push this block in one direction, I think. There we go. Now go down there and get the recorder. There we go, got the recorder. Recorders are kind of, well, they're the worst instrument ever, really. Nobody likes the way a recorder sounds, and if you say you do, you're a freaking liar. Recorders sound like dog shit. They are not good instruments. Alright. I'm sure I won't need to use my Desto in this boss fight. Just watch this. Oh, there's fire coming out of the protection. I might actually have to use my Desto. Till then. Boop! Doo-doo-doo-doo! Oh god. Oh, Guatemala. Oh. Yeah! Let's go down first before we go up. Can't climb down, stupid! I can only climb up! Can't be that hard. I don't see you trying to climb up a fucking tower, dumbass! Gotta love Suction Cup Man. Gotta love Suction Cup Man. Come on. Stabby, stabby. Stabby Gabby is always crabby. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. And I grab at the Triforce, because apparently I'm Italian now. I grab at the Triforce, I make the meatball. I save with the Hyrule. That's what I name this episode. I save with the Hyrule. My man. My main man, my Ramadan, I can't spam. Anyways, with that out of the way, I think I'll call it an episode here. Next time on the Legend of Zelda, we'll go and try to beat level 6. This is Dimension Rule saying ciao.